Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to QualityShot Tennis. Today we've got the first round between Novak Djokovic and Radu Albot. How's everybody doing? This stream's gonna be great. I'm excited for this. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Shout out in chat if you're joining in. It's a late night stream, which are my favorites, honestly. I am tired, but you know, we get through it. We get through it. It's almost 10 p.m. here as the match starting, but it's all good. I don't think this match is gonna go 5 hours, but you never know. That's tennis. That's sports. But I expect a beatdown from Novak. That's honestly what I'm expecting. Albot is a good player. I've always enjoyed watching Albot play. I think Novak is going to ride the wave of momentum he's had from the Olympics. I think Albot doesn't win more than 5 games. I think Albot does not win more than 5 games. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be a beatdown from Novak. Let's see. Let me know what you guys think. Hey, how's it going? Dragana. I'm assuming you meant to say Nole. Gnome. Yeah, Nole. Yep. Hey, how's it going, Dario? New member. Hey, shout out to the members. Thanks for joining in, becoming a member. You can always click the join button. Helps out the channel a lot. And yeah, gets perks. You can do channel designed emojis and other stuff. But it does help out the channel. So appreciate all the members. Zara, where you can watch, yeah, in Europe on Eurosport, yeah, in the US on ESPN. Yeah, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? That Sloane Stevens match was nuts. How Sloane Stevens was up 6-0, 3-0. She was up 6-0, 5-4. She was serving for the match twice. 5-4 in the third set. I don't know. That's wild. Clara Burrell is underrated though, to be fair. No problem. Thanks for joining in, Jared. Always good to have you in here. Honestly. All right, serve here from Albot. We're getting started. Back end of Djokovic. Not to let. Here we go. Let me turn the sound up on my end. Sound up. Here you go. Forehand of Novak, forehand of Albot. Going forehand, forehand. That hit, clips the tape from Novak, goes over. Albot with a solid backhand, forehand. Albot storms in. Volley put away from Albot. Very good first point. Confident stuff from Albot. Novak's won like 75 straight first round matches at slams. I don't know the exact number, maybe more like 68 or something. But I don't remember the last time Novak lost in the first round of a slam. The most recent time I think I can remember him losing in the first 2 rounds was it to Istomin? I think Dennis Istomin beat him in the second round of the Australian Open. That was what a thrilling encounter there. Yeah, second round of the Australian Open, 6-4 in the 5th. Istomin beat Novak, but Djokovic has not lost in the first round in I don't know how long. He hasn't lost before the quarterfinals of a major since I think this entire decade. And he's 37. The only time he's lost this decade before the quarterfinals, I think, is the default at the U.S. Open in 2020. And listen, Pablo Carreno Busta might have won that match anyway. Even if there wasn't a default, he was up a break in the first set. He was going to serve for the first set. And Djokovic didn't really look like himself, which is partially explains the bout of frustration. But still, it's hard to include that default in the match, as it's hard to include that default in the statistic. Basically, Novak hasn't lost before the quarterfinals of a major this entire decade, which is insane. How's it going, Malanka? Good first hold from Albot, by the way. Let me go down on the scoreboard so this is looking cleaner. Albot is a qualifier into the draw, but he's a very familiar name. He's played these guys before. Albot. He's played Federer before. He's played Rafa. He's played Novak. He's been around. Actually, he's played Rafa and Roger. He hasn't played Novak, I believe. Yeah, it's actually their first time meeting. So that was incorrect. But he has played Roger before. I remember him playing Roger a couple times. Forehand of Novak. That's too good. Albot, forehand back on his side. 15 love for Djokovic. Djokovic's first match since arguably one of the most impressive, or not even arguably, one of the most impressive and important matches of his entire career. Completed tennis, became the first person to complete tennis, win all the Masters, win all the slams, win the Olympics, win the ATP finals, or the finals. Let's see if he rides that wave of momentum. Novak keeps it going. Great serve from Novak. Gets the 30 love. It's been a weird and wonky season for Novak. I mean, it's amazing that, I don't know, it's amazing the way his season has gone because he had a terrible start to the season. I mean, semis of a Grand Slam isn't that bad, but Australian Open, he doesn't lose in the semis or the final. Lost there. It was really pretty straightforward to Sinner, that loss. And then he had the fastest loss he has ever had in a clay court match to Tabilo in Rome, which he has won 6 times. It's 30-15 now. It's Djokovic misses that shot from back the court. But it's pretty amazing. After all of that, Novak had to retire out of the French Open after 2 incredible comebacks versus Musetti and Cerundolo. But that was, I guess those 2 amazing comebacks kind of served as the what do we call the opening chapter to his Olympics victory, because he showed some good signs on the Roland Garros courts, but then his body just couldn't keep up. But then the Olympics, which was best 2 out of 3 sets, it's much more up to his speed. I think he won that Olympics without dropping a set. So, I mean, Novak's just not human. Obviously got to the Wimbledon final as well. But, I mean, Novak, he's done so many things at the French Open. It's crazy how the French Open became this tournament French Open is the tournament where Novak broke the slam record. The French Open is the tournament where Novak completed tennis. The French Open is the tournament where Novak won the career Grand Slam. It's the tournament where he won the double career Grand Slam. It's the tournament where he won the triple career Grand Slam. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure all of those are correct. So, yeah, Novak is insane. Backhand of Novak to the backhand of Albot. Backhand of Novak. Sliced. Forehand of Albot. Forehand of Novak. That goes long. I did say it would be a total beatdown. So far, Albot is pretty confident behind his serve. Albot is ranked 138. Should be easy, but you never know. Yeah, you never know. You never know. There's no doubt. And he did qualify in, which means he has some form. So I'll be honest. I'm probably being too harsh on the guy. Listen, Jerry, you never know. You cheer him on. Give him that positive energy. You never know. Never know what might happen. He did beat some very good players in qualifying as well. He beat Luca Van Asch, who I can't believe is in qualifying. Van Asch is going to be very good. I can't believe he lost in qualifying. Mochizuki is very, very good as well. So Albot is in good form to win those 2 matches. In another Grand Slam tournament, those could have been main draw matches. Mochizuki and Van Asch. They've played main draws before. I don't know who the first guy played is. Barranco Cosano. Forehand goes out from Novak, so 40 love. Albot's holding steady and strong so far. By the way, I appreciate everybody joining in. We are doing the play-by-play for Djokovic Albot. This is the stream where you want to be. It's Albot with the serve. Albot with another serve because he misses that serve. Second serve for Albot. That goes out. 2-1. Let me see that I'm pronouncing his name right as well. I'm not gonna lie. That's how you say his name, right? It's not like Albot or something. Because T's can be silent and stuff. I haven't actually heard anybody pronounce his name. Yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, cool. Want to make sure I'm not completely butchering his name somehow. I was just assuming that's how you say it. Hey, what's up, Joseph? You came in late at the very end of the last stream. I'm glad you joined in for this one. It's a late night. It's a late night for me, but no, I know it's not for you. It's not even close. Start reading Ash Barty's book. I gotta read that. I'm currently reading like books from older generations. I'm reading a book by Bjorn Borg at the moment called My Life and My Game. I'm getting to the end of that one. That one's really cool. Really fun. Really fun to read about a guy who's just in his prime. Just a very genuine kind of perspective of one of the best primes of an athlete, you know, or at least one of the better primes of an athlete. So it's very, very exciting to read that. I like reading about the older players. People don't give them credit, you know. People don't like to give the old guard credit for what they did, but soon enough, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic will be the old guard. Alcaraz will have like 31 Grand Slams, and you know, who knows what's going to be in the future. And suddenly, nobody's going to be paying attention to this stuff. Alcaraz is going to have 31 Grand Slams. The rules are going to completely change. The only tournaments the top players will play are going to be the Masters and the Slams. 2-week Masters and Grand Slams. And suddenly nobody will pay attention to the records that these guys have. Or I don't know. But we should always pay attention to history, and those guys were so good. Sampras, Borg, Laver, Rosewall, Lendl, among many others. That goes out from Albot, so it is 15 love. I do like saying Albot's name. I'm not going to lie. Albot. Albot. It's a fun name to say. By the way, pretty crazy. Wilson just has the name Wilson just written on the court in huge letters. I don't remember seeing that for a sponsor like that. But it just has Wilson written on the court. I've seen like the name of a city or the name of a tournament be written on the court. I don't remember seeing a name of a sponsor like that written on the court. Is that just me not being observant? Is it usually like that? I don't remember seeing that. But good for them. I mean, Wilson's huge. Yeah, she started playing at 5 years young. The elite players usually start very young. Yep, and then there's Sinner, who was freaking the best junior skier in the world, and then picked up tennis when he was like 19. He picked up, but legitimately, he was like playing. He didn't play tennis for like a full year, he said, and then he when he was like 10 years old. And then he really only went into tennis when he was like 14 or 15. Like, that's how unbelievably talented Sinner is. You have to be unbelievably talented to pick it up that late. But then you look at a player like Martina Trevisan. I think she only really dove into tennis when she was like 20 or 21 years old. So those kind of stories are really inspirational. Her first coach told her to never say, I should beat this or that player. That's interesting. Be more work-based than results-based, I guess. Umpire having a word with Djokovic over bottles. I didn't hear that. I saw that there was a pause, but I couldn't tell what it was about. I didn't hear anything. Albot serving well so far. I said, 5 games? He's not going to win more than 5 games? He's already almost halfway to proving me wrong. We've played for 3 minutes. So shout out to Albot for proving me wrong. Backhand of Albot. The forehand and Novak goes behind Albot. That's in the net. 15-all. Love watching Novak play. I didn't used to, but I it's just amazing to watch him. The way he's perfected the game is just crazy. At 37. Just last year, 2023, I mean, the guy was already had an incredible case for the GOAT when 2022 ended. Like, when 2022 ended and he won that ATP Finals versus Casper, I remember thinking, like, wow, Novak, I mean, what a crazy player. And then he won 4 out of the 5 biggest tournaments of the next year. Now he's won the Olympics. And he's still killing it at 37 with his forehand, his volley, his serve. And even his movement is just still so elite. And obviously the backhand we know. But the forehand has gotten so much better. as well. It's crazy. I started watching the old guard. I prefer them, as in Borg, McEnroe, Agassi, Everett. Yeah, I love watching those matches. I love watching like the McEnroe match. He's just net rushing every point. I love watching the serve and volley. I love watching Sampras. Sampras is just so fun to watch. That's a forehand in the net. I understand why people call Sampras boring, but I love watching him. I can't even articulate it, but there's something about him that's it's just a special talent. It's the special talent that I really enjoy watching. Runa took a spanking and a half. Exactly. 3 sets to Nakashima. Nuts. He did take a spanking. It's crazy. It's happened before. How can he lose so badly sometimes? Like Runa lost like 6-1, 6-1 to Struff. Same thing happened to Morazan one time this year. Like when he loses, he loses. It's crazy. He just got to the semifinals of Cincinnati. It's not really acceptable for him as a player. I don't know who he can get as a coach, but he's got to get somebody good as a coach. What if Murray starts coaching Runa? I don't think Murray is going anywhere. What if Murray starts coaching Runa and coaches him to become the third guy to Sinner and Alcaraz? Can you imagine? Runa was there at the Wimbledon ceremony for Murray, which I'm sure earned some respect from Murray. I'm just thinking, like, maybe that could be something. Runa needs some really, really freaking good coach. And then maybe he can piece it together. I don't think he's going to ever be at Sinner and Alcaraz's level, personally. But I think he could at least be like a solid third or fourth or fifth guy in this next era. Because he's got the talent. He's a pretty complete guy when he's not, just messing around. And just off his game completely. Back in return goes out. 15 love for Novak. Tennis in the 70s and 80s is almost a different sport from today's tennis. Yeah, I agree. Much quicker game than it is today. Backhand of Novak. That's in the net. 15-all. Borg and McEnroe was awesome matchup. Totally different personalities and styles. It's what isn't around today much. Yeah, absolutely. Borg and McEnroe is an iconic rivalry for a reason. And Borg and McEnroe, they have both perspectives in the book I'm reading about Borg. And McEnroe says like he loves playing Bjorn, and that he thinks his game matches up really well against Borg. It's a really cool, but yeah, I mean, Borg has incredible passing shots and loves just ever so consistent, staying from the backcourt, and McEnroe just constantly net rushing, but he keeps the ball so low, and makes it really tough to pass him with the angles he creates and how low he keeps the ball. All right, 30-15 here for Djokovic. Forehand of Novak, the forehand of Albot, forehand of Novak, forehand of Albot. That goes wide. George now working with Albot's former coach. Yeah, that's interesting. I heard George got a new coach for him. I hope he can figure it out. George is too good to be kind of playing about the way he is and losing constantly. He's losing constantly now, and he should be in a better place than he is. Tiafoe might go 5 sets with Kovacevic, which is kind of crazy. I hope he doesn't. I want to see Tiafoe win in 4 sets. I want to see Tiafoe have a good run at this tournament. hold the momentum that he has from Cincinnati. I want to see one of the American guys doing well here. Why can people find a seat whenever? Can't do that at Australian Open. Yeah, wasn't that a new rule last year where they've started letting people in at different times? Where you don't have to necessarily wait for the changeover between games. Backhand of Novak, forehand of Albot goes wide, so left 15. My prediction looking a little bit better now when I said Albot's not winning more than 5 games. But, I mean, it hasn't been Novak's best level yet. But he's not, I mean, nothing's happened so far, really. That's been particularly notable. It's just kind of what you expect. Backhand of Novak is a lob. Smash. Albot completely misses it. Love 30. Albot's got to be feeling some nerves. I would feel some nerves playing Novak. He's one of these guys that you're like, man, I'm playing Djokovic. The fear factor is real. Because when you see Djokovic just become the absolute boogeyman, just get out of every situation possible for 20 years, never count this guy out. You start to feel like, how am I supposed to play this guy? It's like you're playing the most terrifying machine on the other side. I miss watching Borg and McEnroe with my dad's commentary. It was a hoot. That's cool. Yeah, I'm rewatching those matches now. Actually, their U.S. Open match is one of the matches I have on my what's it called, short list of matches to watch. It's one of the next matches I'm gonna watch the highlights of. I've seen the Wimbledon one 5 or 6 times, watched through the highlights, but I want to watch the U.S. Open one that they had, I think, the same year. I used to play with older people. They hit with slice and kept ball so low. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, and I mean, when I play with older people, they come to net a lot, which kind of makes sense, I guess. Keep the balls low, slice it, come to net. It's a double fall from Albot. I don't blame him. Has to feel like he has to go for a lot. But it's a break point for Novak. Go up 5-2. We really haven't had a single exciting point yet, to be honest. So that'd be good to get the crowd hyped up a little bit. Arthur Ashe crowd looking to get into the match. First day of the U.S. Open. First night, I should say. Back in cross court. Forehand of Novak. Side in, the forehand of Albot. Just keeping the ball way too short. Pass. Novak's there. Forehand. That's a good pass. But Albot is kind of finding himself out of position off the forehand and hitting the ball short. Which I don't know exactly why, but that was way too central of an approach from Novak. Just put himself in trouble right away. Not that it matters, but not preferable. Let's not forget Connors. What a character. Hell yeah. Well, Connors goes down in history as one of the most entertaining personalities that we've had in tennis, no doubt. And his 91 U.S. Open run is remembered forever. But also, the guy won 8 slams. He got to 15 finals. And he won 109 tournaments, so counts for something. Forehand of Albot. That goes long. Back to deuce. Aussie TV show in Tiafo. That's interesting. I mean, it's looking like it's looking like a good match there. Haven't been watching, but I was watching some of the Arthur Cazal match, and Cazal is just he's such a talent. I've known about the guy for a couple of years. It's exciting to see him winning in straight sets. He's playing well. I'd love to see a guy like that be one of these next young guys to start really being up there with Sinner and Alcaraz, at least being the 3rd or 4th best, even if they're not at their level. A guy like Artur Kazal, or, who knows who could step up. But it's going to be exciting to see which of those young guys really step up outside of Sinner and Alcaraz. Back to deuce here. We're still not really getting entertaining points, I'm not going to lie. But backhand Novak, big to the backhand of Albot, backhand of Djokovic. Forehand of Albot. Just nothing on those forehands, and that's why Novak just hit it back to a forehand slice that's in the net. Novak is going to target that forehand if it's going to come with nothing. Oh, Tiafoe still playing. I thought that match was over. No, it's 4-4 in the 4-4 in the fourth, which is why I also have it on my screen to watch on the side, focusing on the Djokovic match, but keeping an eye on that one. Kovacevic is a good player. He's got a one-handed backhand that's pretty sweet. I need a one-handed backhand player to win another slam. That's what I need. Backhand slice, that's in the net from Albot. Very poor backhand there. Gets it to 5-2. Yeah, I need a one-handed backhand guy to win a slam. I mean, this very well might have been Dominic Thiem's last slam. It was his last slam. So it would be kind of cool to see a one-handed backhand player out of nowhere win this one. I don't know who it could be, to be honest. I mean, maybe Musetti, but I wouldn't expect it on hard courts. And it's not like he was playing absolutely incredible in this match against Opelka, but I mean, he's been playing decently well. I don't think anybody can. I can't think of a player that certainly not backing Tsitsipas right now. Who else even is there? Dimitrov? I mean, Dimitrov has the best chance of anybody, but yeah, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Grigor, I think. 4-4 and fourth. Yep. 4-4-4. 4-4-4. 4-4-4. There's an earthquake in my state this morning. Jeez. Is everybody okay? Yeah, hopefully you're safe and all that. That's a very scary situation. Obviously. Yeah, luckily we don't get a lot of earthquakes around here. I only ever remember feeling one earthquake. It was like at 2 a.m, and my drawers started shaking, and it was really weird. But I just wasn't used to earthquakes. I'm just not used to earthquakes. We really don't get them often around here. Was a few hours away. Didn't feel okay. That's good. I felt 2 quakes recent years. Well, it's good. Hopefully nothing too serious for you then. But yeah, hopefully it didn't cause too much damage, and stuff like that. It's dangerous. Forehand, Novak. Back and cross court, backhand of Novak. Forehand of Albot. It's too good, inside out. It's a better forehand swing. Love 15. Yeah, if any one-handed backhand player is going to win the U.S. Open, it's going to be Dimitrov. I would love to see it. I'm just going to be straight up. I would love to see Dimitrov win a slam. I would be so beyond excited. It's good for him to win in straights in his first match. By the way, Radu Albot's highest ranking is number 39. He's won 1 title in his career, which is still more than most people have. Beat Dan Evans at the Delray Beach Open 2019. 3-6, 6-3, 7-6, 9-7 in the third set tiebreaker. Imagine that moment for your only title, winning 9-7 to win your maiden and lone title and in your lone final. That goes out from Novak, so it's 15-30. That's scary for sure. Glad to know you're okay. Yeah. The one during COVID was crazy. 30 seconds I felt between tilted lips and right. Jeez. Yeah, that is scary. I've never felt an earthquake. We do have them now and again, but not often, not big ones. Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for people who live where there are earthquakes all the time. Like I obviously hear about California and that they have earthquakes all the time. Oh wow. Andy Roddick, the camera shown right now, talking to Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's pretty awesome. It's gonna be cool to be at the U.S. Open in about a week's time. There are a lot of celebrities that are gonna be around the U.S. Open. When I was at the Atlanta Open, the Stranger Things cast was there. Finn Wolfhard, Millie Bobby Brown, literally like the whole cast was there, which was really crazy. But right after they came, the rain started pouring down, and then they left. They were there for like half an hour, but it was cool to see them there. Taiwan has them. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure other countries have it probably worse than even the U.S. has it in some places, no doubt. Forehand of Novak to set point, cross court, forehand of Albot. Forehand of Novak down the line, backhand Albot is there. Drop shot, that's in the net from Novak. Gets the deuce. Novak trying to do an Alcaraz. He might literally be practicing for Alcaraz, now that I think about it. Like, some of these things might be practice for Alcaraz or for Sinner. Like, I'm sure that's part of it. Right after Wimbledon last year, when he lost to Alcaraz, obviously he just beat Alcaraz, but after he lost to Alcaraz at Wimbledon last year, he started, his volleys got it so much better, like automatically. He started coming to net a lot more. Cincinnati US Open, he started coming to net like 20% more often, and his volleys got so much better, just very quickly. He must have worked hours and hours on those volleys, and he was practicing them during matches. It was clearly for Alcaraz, and it helped him during the Cincinnati match, no doubt. That final, that epic final. So what Novak does so well is when he does have those rare losses, he finds ways to learn from them. It's a break point for Albot. First break point for Radu. That's in the net, the return of serve, so back to deuce. So scary, nothing you can do. Yeah, exactly. Nature is scary. Joseph, Osaka, or Ostapenko. Yeah, well, Joseph, I'm going to be commentating that one tomorrow. Or at least I've asked Faison if I can do that one tomorrow. So I'll be commentating that one. Osaka or Ostapenko. I think Osaka wins. I think it'll be 3 sets, though, in classic Ostapenko fashion. I think it's going to be like 4-6, 6-2, 6-4 or something for Osaka. Wasn't that a match earlier this year, or am I bugging? I think that was a match. No, it wasn't. The last time they played was 2016. Hell yeah. Last time that they played was the 2016 French Open, Osaka Ostapenko. Literally over 8 years ago. That's crazy. Osaka won. Huh. Wasn't that the year before Ostapenko won the French? It was. The first round of the French Open, Ostapenko lost to Osaka. Slice. It's another break point for Radu. Forehand cross court. Forehand of Djokovic. Backhand down the middle. Forehand of Novak. Backhand of Albot to the backhand of Novak down the line. That's too good. Classic backhand from Novak. That's early for me. Okay, fair enough. Hopefully you can watch the highlights of the match and my stream. Highlights of my stream is just going to be me screaming, Classic Penko! Classic Ostapenko! With the huge forehand winner. Or her, like, smashing her racket or something. Rolling her eyes. There goes Ostapenko, rolling her eyes again. She loses the set. It's going to be highlights of my play-by-play stream tomorrow. It's a big forehand from Novak. Gets to set point. Joseph, these slams do mess things, huh? US Open AO are the worst for me. Yeah, fair enough. AO is by far the worst for me. The night matches, the main matches are at 3 a.m. The finals start at 3:30 in the morning. Could not be worse. Only worse maybe in like Shanghai. Like the Shanghai tournament might be like the peak of difficulty for me to watch. But at Shanghai in Australia, it's just so tough. I mean, tennis is so global, so when it's all the way across the world, it's just the time zones are going to be freaking impossible. But yeah, Osaka, I think Osaka's going to pick it up. I mean, she hasn't been doing that great recently, but US Open is a different thing. Osaka likes the slams. I mean, if she played that well at Roland Garros, I expect her to pick it up here. And I think she's going to feed off the crowd. I think the crowd will like to cheer for Osaka. So I reckon she can do well. How weird is Osaka's slam record, by the way? Osaka's slam record is so freaking weird. She's reached the quarterfinals on 4 occasions, and she's won the whole Grand Slam tournament all 4 of those occasions. Every other result that she's had, only 2 other times she's even reached the 4th round. Everything else was 3rd round loss or before. And she's had quite a few appearances. Like that's out of, let me just do math real quick for some reason. 17, 20, 23, 26. She's had 26 Grand Slam appearances, and 20 out of those 26 appearances she's lost before the second week. And 4 times she's won 4 Grand Slams. That's got to be a first. 4-time Grand Slam champion, and 20 out of her 26 appearances she lost in the first week. That's insane. When you think about it, that's absolutely crazy. You know? Tiafoe broke for 6-5. Let's go. Let's go, Francis. I interviewed Francis in Atlanta. He was probably my biggest interview, technically. Here's my biggest interview. I might have to give it to Fokina, though. I interviewed Davidovich Fokina. He's famous with his cats. Famous cat guy. Don't even know what I'm talking about. But it was cool talking to Tiafoe. He was very friendly in person. Tiafoe as a character, can't not like him. I don't know. I mean, there are quite a few people who don't, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely entertaining, and he brings a lot of crowds in. He's very, very, very talented. So hell yeah. It's currently 420 or Savage era. Totally savage. He's a prankster. Oh, absolutely. That video where he's standing behind Murray for like 5 minutes straight is a gem. No, he's funny. Backhand. The players like him. Backhand slice to slice of Albot. Backhand slice of Novak. Backhand of Novak. Forehand of Albot. Backhand of Djokovic. Forehand of Albot. Longest rally of the match, maybe. Forehand. That's good. Good from Albot. Solid. 15 love. I say the players like Tiafoe, and then you cut to the Federer documentary where Rafa says frickin' Tiafoe. Yeah, he doesn't say frickin', I think. Effing Tiafoe. After Tiafoe basically smashed the ball at both Roger and Rafa in that match, but I mean, I do respect Tiafoe and Sock both absolutely going for it and trying their best to be competitive. I didn't have any problems with that. With that part of it. Forehand, inside out, backhand of Albot. That's in the net. 15-all. When Novak pushes Albot, Albot has nothing to say back to him. I'll say that. Novak pushes Albot. Albot says, yeah, I've got nothing. When Albot finds, okay, not easy, but easy in terms of the standards of a Novak match, finds an easy opening to open up the point, find control, then he can play well and hit some good shots. But for the most part, when Novak is pushing him even a little bit too much, Albot has nothing for him. I feel like that's pretty good analysis of what's going on. I saw that. It was hilarious. Yeah. Murray, like a minute and a half straight, just not. I love Andy, man, too. Andy is so funny. I think Tiafoe called Andy the funniest guy on tour. He said it was like a dry humor. And I agree with him. I think Murray is the funniest guy on tour. Super smart. Super smart. Murray is like a genius who just happened to choose tennis, I think. I think he's going to do well in whatever he goes into. I kind of feel. That goes out. 30 all. Tiafoe does weird shots when at the net. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Tiafoe does weird shots in general. His shots look so freaking weird. Tiafoe's a weird player. But, you know, it works, I guess. Sometimes. Obviously got to his first Masters final in Cincinnati. Was playing really, really well. Forehand down the line. That's off the baseline. Backhand of Novak. The backhand of Albot. Forehand of Djokovic. The forehand of Albot. Forehand of Djokovic. Going forehand to forehand. That's in the net from Albot. It's a break point for the Serbian. My prediction looking pretty good still. I said Albot would not win more than 5 games. Still looking pretty plausible. Quite a lot of coaching from the side for Albot. But nothing is called because that would just be a kick, the nail in the grave. Also, if you're going to allow coaching, then allow coaching. We can't, I mean, it's so weird when people are like, oh, you said one too many sentences. Like, what? Like when you're coaching and it's like you're doing too much coaching. What does that mean? It's so subjective. Forehand inside into the forehand of Novak cross court. Forehand of Albot. Forehand of Djokovic down the line. Backhand of Albot is a lob. That's going to go in, maybe. It is. Smash. Dude, Novak can't make an overhead for his life. Because he knew it was coming too. Novak can't make an overhead in to save his life. That was in the bottom of the net. Novak laughed at it too. Novak is indisputably the GOAT of a sport which has a lot of argument, like has had a lot of players that people have argued is the GOAT. He's indisputably now the GOAT. He is. And he can't make an overhead to save his life. Forehand return goes out. Coach still very loud from the side. It's advantage to Albot now. Joko smash. Best be prepared for the Joko smash. It is deadly, but not for you, for Novak. Advantage. The overhead is truly his kryptonite. It's even worse than kryptonite. The easiest shot in tennis. For even a junior player. Forehand down the line, backhand of Albot. Forehand of Novak, forehand of Albot. Backhand of Djokovic. Albot still keeping the ball too short. Backhand down the middle, slice, Albot. Yeah, that goes out. Deuce. Novak's on another level. Murray was powered by Haggis. How's the service with regards to Djokovic's knee? Better than clay? How's the surface in regards to Djokovic's knee? Better than clay? Yeah, I think he'll like the hard courts more for his body than anything else. And obviously Novak knows so well how to move on a hard court. His movement on hard court is the best that anybody's ever moved on a hard court. So he's gonna like it a lot. I think it is better. Advantage to Albot. We have to talk about how good the Olympics were. The Olympics were so much fun. Like, I mean, the Olympics in general were, but for tennis also specifically, so good. It is every time. Tokyo is the one exception. Outside of Tokyo, the Olympics are one of the best tennis events every time. They really are. There's no argument. 2012 Wimbledon Olympics, absolutely incredible. Del Potro Federer epic in the semis. Murray versus Novak semifinal. Raonic versus Tsonga went like 25-23, and just seeing it on the Wimbledon course was amazing. Rio had incredible shot making. I remember seeing some incredible shots from Del Potro, Rafa, Murray, Monfils. So many good matches. Semifinal between Delpo and Rafa was amazing. Also Rafa versus Monfils. So many good matches. Djokovic Del Potro first round was amazing. Every time it's amazing. 2008 Beijing was an absolute classic. People still talk about that tournament, and now this one. So, I mean, people can say that Olympics don't mesh with tennis, but they do. Djoko smashes are the most predictable shots in tennis. Exactly. You always know the outcome. Will David be on commentary? I hope so. I hope David can commentate some of the U.S. Open. That Swedish pole jumper else poetry in motion. Yeah, Mondo Duplantis, dude. I'm now on pole vaulting. They're like now I'm a huge fan of that guy. He broke the world record again. It's amazing to watch him. Such a genuine, down to earth guy too. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Duplantis now. I've been watching different videos of him. How amazing. He started as a junior, absolute prodigy. Freaking prodigy. He broke like every world record for every age. Like the highest height for an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old. Now he has like the top 10 world records. One of the GOAT athletes if he keeps this up throughout his whole career, maybe. Like, it's absolutely amazing how dominant he is. He's amazing to watch. Sergey Bubka had like the top 9 world records for pole vault. And people thought those would never be broken. Some other random dude broke it once, but like a couple years later, or no, not a couple years later, like 15 years later, but forehand Novak, forehand of Albot, that goes out. But yeah, now this guy, I don't know if this guy's records are going to get broken. He's obviously going to really advance the game forward, though. Like, other guys are going to learn from him, no doubt, which always helps. But I think, I mean, listen, the record before Duplantis came on was like 6.17 meters, I think. Like, I think after Duplantis is done, like, I think he could get to 6.35 or 6.4. If not above that, like, who knows? We'll see. He was well above the bar in his world record jump at the Olympics, I thought. But yeah, pole vault is crazy. It's crazy to watch. It's fun. Yes, he did 6.26 just a few days ago. Yeah, I saw that. He jumped and then high-fived the mascot, and then all of the media people were in his face. He pushed them out of the way. No, it's cool. Very cool to see him do that stuff. I don't get why BMX is in Olympics. I like it. I don't know. I like watching it, so I don't mind. Olympics has all kinds of weird stuff. Poetry and wood carving, for example. That's insane. Breakdancing is another one. Street skateboarding with like 14-year-old girl just like skateboarding. Then you have like breakdancing, which is a weird sport in itself. I don't know. They have a lot of weird stuff, but I like it. Do they have chess? Because it feels like chess should be in the Olympics. Yeah, I feel like chess should be an Olympic sport. I stand by that. 30 all here. Maybe a chance for Albot to kind of push forward here. Let's have cooking or Scrabble. That's funny. Well, hey, why not? Look, we should have knitting in there. Put knitting in the Olympics. You should just put an athlete in a cage with a lion and see what happens. If you survive, you win gold. Can you imagine? That'd be awful. That's a plot for a dystopian novel. Hunger Games 4. That's a terrible thought. It's terrible. Literally Hunger Games. All right, serve here from Novak. Down the tee, forehand of Albot, forehand of Djokovic, inside out, backhand of Albot, backhand of Novak, down the line, forehand of Albot, forehand of Novak, forehand of Albot, forehand of Novak with an injection of pace down the tee, down the line, I should say, and it's a forehand good on that deuce side. It's now 1-1. It's inclusivity gone too far. That was Roman Empire. Yeah, Roman Empire, yeah, with the lines. I could watch Scrabble, much more fun than many other board games. I could not watch Scrabble. I'm sorry. I don't think I could, Jara. Well, I'm trying to think. Is there a specific board game? Like, chess is good. I mean, there's tons that would be fun. But it's like rock, paper, scissors. Like, low-key, put that in the Olympics, you know? Connect Four. I want to see the best Connect Four just go at it. Intense. Just Connect Four in a cage with a lion. No. It's fun to make up sports, though, for the Olympics. But yeah, there are some ridiculous things in the Olympics, to be fair. Chess is boring unless one is actually good at it. Well, yeah, no, I mean, listen, yeah, they'd have to be good at it, but I'm saying like Magnus Carlsen and stuff. I want to say Magnus Carlsen. I want to see Magnus Carlsen. I want to see Magnus Carlsen versus Casper Ruud in chess. Two guys from Norway. Hey, how's it going, Sean? Knots and crosses. Yeah, I mean, listen, why not? If you want insanity, watch UFC or wrestling. No, yeah, I mean, UFC is insane. Sean, oh yeah. We got a late night one. Forehand drop shot. Novak's there with the redraw. That's in the net, though. Novak, a bit of a step slow there, 30-15. You're just joining in. I did a prediction at the start. I said Albot would not win more than 5 games. He's almost at 4. If this man gets to 6, chaos is going to break out. I tell you what. Serve here from Albot. Forehand of Novak. Forehand of Albot. Backhand of Djokovic. Forehand of Albot, cross court. Forehand of Novak down the line. Backhand of Albot sliced. Backhand of Novak. It's a drop shot. Weird point. Backhand's a drop shot. It's in the net, though. 30 all. 30 all. 30 all, 30 all. Who's your pick for men's and women's? I haven't decided on women's. Alcaraz is my pick for the men's side. Although it really could, like, I could imagine quite a few people winning this U.S. Open on the men's side. Or at least, like, it's easy for me to imagine. I can't speak English. It's easy for me It's easy for me to imagine. Djokovic winning. Sinner, I could also imagine winning. I could also imagine Medvedev coming out of nowhere and winning because he always plays this tournament super well. Runa is the biggest seed out on the men's side so far. On the women's side, I have no idea. I kind of want to give a nod to Madison Keys, like as a maybe, just out of nowhere. Like I think it's gonna be somebody like that. Like I don't think Sabalenka or Swiatek is gonna win. Like I think it's gonna be somebody kind of like that. Maybe Zheng, right after winning the Olympics. I don't know. I haven't decided on the women's side. Albot has still only won 3 games. Hey, how's it going, Max? Hello, hello. Hey, Jared, must be early morning in Norway. 4:40 is insane. Lunchtime. Yeah. Opposite sides of the world, huh? Could be a Carlos and Novak final. Yeah, just like Wimbledon, just like Olympics. Bring it on. Absolutely bring it on. Doesn't Djokovic lead that TED against Alcaraz now? That's nuts. The fact that Novak leads that TED against Alcaraz is actually insane. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. Dude, how does Novak, he's 4th, how is Novak still doing this at 37? He's 4-3 against Alcaraz in their head-to-head. When you think about it, that's pretty crazy. And he lost their first meeting, which also makes it crazy. Like, that's all 2023, 2024. He's won 4 of their last 6 meetings in the last 2 years. That's crazy. Both of his losses at Wimbledon. That's crazy. He's beat him twice on clay. Both times at Roland Garros courts. That's crazy. I'm going Sabalenka. If I was to pick a top player, I would say Sabalenka. I think she's a solid favorite, but I kind of don't think she'll win. I just have a feeling. Rybakina could. I guess if I was to make a bet, I would say Rybakina, but Rybakina is just so unserious. You know, she's unserious. She just sometimes it's just so like I can't think of another word for it. Unserious is the best word I can think of. So that's the word I'm going with. Other times she's perfect. She's either perfect or unserious. I'm either super impressed with Rybakina and being and like just like killing the ball and hitting lines, and then other times she's unserious. Backhand slice, the backhand slice of Albot, backhand slice of Novak, forehand of Albot inside out, backhand Novak, that's in the net. Love 15. Rublev will take out Djokovic. Wow, big call. 2 breadsticks and a lonesome duck. Listen, you know, you got to manifest, I guess. We had a Djoko smash earlier with predictable outcome. Yep. Bottom of the net. Bottom of the freaking net. Even Novak had to laugh. Forehand of Novak comes to net. Practices a volley. Forehand Albot. That's too good with the pass. I almost feel like Novak came to net on purpose in a bad situation because he thought, hey, maybe I'll have to do that against Alcaraz in the final at some points. Hit a tough volley. You know what I mean? Because there's no reason for Novak to come to net. That was not a good volley. It was a mix of a drop volley and a drive volley, and that's not a good mix because that means that you will hit the ball in the center of the court, and it will stay high, and it will be very attackable. Love 30, the second serve. We'll see if Novak can escape this hole in this game. Might be the first break, I think, of the match for Albot. Pretty sure. Backhand of Novak into the backhand of Albot. Backhand slice. Novak picks it up off the baseline. It's a forehand cross court. The forehand squash shot of Albot, which gets into the net, which is in the way. By the way, guys, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the to QST. It's the yoga and diet, yeah. QST meaning quality shot tennis, of course. Shrampini said they crap their pants against guys like Novak. Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen. It's true. I said that earlier. Novak is the fear factor. Novak is the fear factor. Call up Joe Rogan. Novak is the fear factor. That goes out, so it's 1540. Novak's lost like what? How many matches has Novak even lost in his career? Like, it's kind of crazy. I mean, not even kind of. He's lost 220 matches in his career, according to Wikipedia. 220. Think about how much he's played. That's not that many times. Backhand. That's a good pass from Albot. Fourth game of the match. Or no. Is it fourth or third? Fourth game of the match for Albot. Gets to 2-2. Novak not good enough with the approach shots. It was a great squash shot from Albot. And unlucky Novak with the net cord there. Too good. Too good from Albot, though. Novak has won 1,116 matches. He's lost 220. Joe Rogan, he's got an interesting podcast. Yeah, I used to watch it. I don't watch him anymore. I don't watch that many podcasts anymore in general, to be honest. I used to watch a lot of podcasts. I just don't really do that anymore. I'm currently switching over. I'm starting to listen to different audiobooks, which I'm enjoying doing that more. I do like I'm not gonna lie. If I listen to podcasts in that vein, I do like This Past Weekend, but with Theo Vaughn. He's funny. Theo's funny. I've been a fan of him as a like funny podcaster for like 6 or 7 years. Another guy I like is a guy named Fahim Anwar, who's just funny. Underrated comedian and podcaster. I also like Bad Friends podcast with Andrew Santino. Those are the podcasts I listen to more in that vein. If I'm looking for an actual like intellectual podcast though, there are better ones to listen to than Rogan for me. Like I'd rather just listen to like somebody who really knows what he's talking about. Oh, what a return to serve from Novak. 40-15. I mean, to each their own. Musetti won. I thought the match would go to fifth set. Yeah, Musetti got the win. Checking scores now for today. Yeah, I was just checking it a little while ago. Joe Rogan is so American, I can't handle him. Yep, that's fair. I kind of agree. We're ready for Jack Draper tomorrow. To be honest, here in the UK, hell yeah, love it. Love it, Anglo. What rank is Zhang? Are you talking about Chinese player Zhang, the on the men's side? Zhizhen Zhang? I'm not sure. He's probably like 50 or something. But I don't know exactly. I can check. He's born on my birthday, October 16th, 4 years earlier than I was. He is 41 in the world. Zhang is 41 in the world. Did you ever watch the show iCarly? I think it's part of your generation, Anthony. Yeah, I did. I grew up with iCarly. I like Drake and Josh way more. I grew up with that too. Drake and Josh is the GOAT show, period. Backhand, that's in the net. I also love Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Wizards of Waverly Place. I love those shows, man. That made me sad just now actually talking about it. For some reason. Wizards of Waverly Place. I miss those times, man. Lilo and Stitch. Kim Possible, After I Last Airbender, classic SpongeBob. That's in the net from Albot. Djokovic gets the break back, so it's 3-2. I know Dan Evans isn't going to win tomorrow. I mean, fair enough, but count out Dan Evans at your own peril. Dan Evans, count him out at your own peril. He might win, low-key. Dan Evans plays well at the U.S. Open. Khachanov is like, Khachanov is also unserious. It's another time I will use that word. I'll just start saying that about every single player. Alcaraz, he's unserious. It's such a broad thing to say. He is unserious. I don't know. I kind of think Evans might win low-key. I don't think that's a nothing match. What has Evans' recent results been like? It's not been great. Now that I'm looking at it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'd probably go with Khachanov because Evans hasn't won a match in like a year. So yeah, you're right. If you're around for the 80s, they were great. Okay, fair enough. I'm nervous for Draper tomorrow, but he struggles in Grand Slam tournaments 5 sets, but it doesn't seem too hot. Yeah, it's not too hot at the moment. Evans playing Khachanov may be a difficult one. It's going to be difficult, but we'll see. If Evans brings his best, you never know. I'll say that. So Draper's playing Zhang? That could be tough. Zhang did well here last year. I can't remember exactly who he beat, but he did well here last year, I think. Djokovic is halfway through to winning this match, by the way. He's got half the games that are required to win the match. Yeah, Zhang got to the 3rd round here last year. Can't for the life of me remember who he actually beat. Oh, he beat Casper. He beat Casper Ruud. So, hell yeah. That's quite a win. What's the weather like in New York right now? Well, I've seen some wind. I think it's not, like you said, it's not that hot. It's fairly cool, I think. I'll look up the exact temperature. I mean, not really that cool, but cool compared to what it could be. New York weather. Yeah, 71 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely not that hot. In terms of rain, it seems like the rain is only possibly going to come on Saturday and Sunday. So we've got good weather forecast until then. Decent. This is a very standard match so far. Pretty much what you would have expected. Novak definitely not at the level he was, in the Olympics final, but he hasn't had to be. He's still playing well. And if he was tested, then I'm sure he would bring out some of his best. Probably. Never know, but 30 love. Forehand chip return is great. Forehand half volley. Albot goes behind Novak. Very good point. Point in the match so far. Point in the match so far. I mean, Albot's got some talent. He's a great player. He's won a tournament for a reason, but biggest upset so far is that Runa got destroyed in 3 sets. It's a pretty big upset. I mean, it's definitely the biggest one of the tournament, no doubt. But Runa has not had a good year. Like, what is his record on the season? Runa yet to make a semifinal of a slam. Who are the best players to not make semifinal of a slam yet? Taylor Fritz, Sebastian Korda. Taylor Fritz, Sebastian Korda. Holger Rune. Andre Rublev. Those are some. Sure, there are others I forgot as well. That's in the net, 30 all. I don't know. I feel like Fritz plays pretty well in the big stages, though. Like, when Fritz goes really far in a tournament, he's pretty good. Like, he's won, like, 7 or 8 tournaments. So he's got a pretty decent finals record. I don't know. Maybe this is, like, a wild thing to say, but maybe, like, if Fritz eventually can get to a semifinal of a slam, maybe he'll get to the final. You know what I mean? Like, other Americans like Tommy Paul, Tiafoe, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But Fritz, like, if he's playing his best tennis, if he's got a great draw, maybe if he can finally get to that semifinal stage, maybe he'll go to a final and be the first American in a final since Roddick. That'd be great. He's the only guy to win a Masters from the Americans since, I don't know when. Isner. Rublev, yep. Absolutely, Sean, yeah. Yeah, Andre's in that conversation. Best to not get to a semi. It's disappointing that Billy Harris had the final qualifying match on his racket and blew it because I really like watching Billy playing tennis. No, Billy Harris was so good. I saw him playing in person in Atlanta. He was so good. I remember, like, he really impressed me. Like, he was crazy good. I remember saying to myself, if anybody from qualifying has a really deep run at this tournament, it's going to be Billy Harris. Just no weaknesses in his game, and it just looks so good. Also, Billy Harris top 100 now. Yeah, fully deserved. I watched him play a full match in Atlanta, and I came away incredibly impressed. He lost pretty easily in the main draw, but I don't know how. The level he had in the qualifying match I thought was incredibly impressive. And I stayed for all of the main draw matches too, but his level in the qualifying match stayed with me. I thought he was really good. Love 30, Albot still has won just 4 games. I said Albot would not win more than 5. So far, Novak is playing the role of the villain, keeping it one-sided against the former world number 39. Backhand inside out, the forehand of Albot. Forehand of Novak goes down the line. Backhand slice. Backhand Novak pushes out long. It's a backhand he can't hit if he goes up against Alcaraz, I'll say that. It's an easy unforced error. Jan Choinsky was love 40, love up, final second got broken, lost 4 break points, completely choked. Jesus, that's wild. Yeah, that's stuff you don't want to see as a Brit cheering on your players, I'm sure. Yeah, I was disappointed with Alex Mickelson. Not just the way he played, but the way he acted in the final of Winston-Salem when he hit the ball. It's not good when you feel disappointed in players from your country and them not being able to really finish, to finish matches and do the things that you want them to do. But I will say that, I mean, the American players, are so many of them. So, I mean, I'm sure, like, the British players, there are like 17 Americans at the U.S. Open. So we're lucky in that way. Even if America isn't what it used to be like 15 years ago, like, we've got 5 players in the top 20. We've got like 15 players in the top 100. So we're doing decent. Like, even if one American chokes, you've got 16 others that are probably going to choke later in the tournament who haven't lost yet. Forehand of Albot. That's in the net. Easy stuff for the GOAT. 5-2, 5-2. That's not what I meant to say. 6-2, 5-2. I said 5-2, 5-2, like it's first to 5. 6-2, 5-2. This one is Albot over. I love it. What a pun. What's your opinion on Cam Norrie when he's on form? What's your opinion on his pancake flat backhand? No, Cameron Norrie is a legend. I don't care what anybody else says. This guy, Cameron Norrie, is a legend. I've made a tier list of my favorite players on the ATP Tour, ranked like all of the top 100 in a tier list. I put Cameron Norrie in the top of S tier. Man's a legend. Absolutely necessary player on the ATP Tour. Guy is so random. He's not next gen. He's not the generation with Novak. He's like right in the middle. He's like born in 95 when there's like really no really good player. His game looks absolutely freaking ridiculous and horrible, but he does like decently well. He's not great, but he's good. He's been top 10. He's friends with like Bon Jovi. Like, I just like players who are just super random. You never know what you're going to get out of them. That's like Cameron Norrie. The guy hit an overhead at Novak and barely did an apology. I don't know. I like the guy. In all seriousness, that's me kidding pretty much. But in all seriousness, I like Cameron Norrie. I'm high on Cameron Norrie. I think people underrate him just because his game looks weird. He's really good. I mean, he beat Alcaraz in the final. He got to the semis of Wimbledon. People forget how close he made that Wimbledon semi against Novak, but he was basically one passing shot away from being up a set and a break on Novak at Wimbledon in the semis. So, Norrie probably could have had a career high of like number 7 if that Wimbledon counted for points. He won a Masters tournament, so Norrie's good. He's complete. He's good on all surfaces. He's pretty talented, to be honest. So I'm high on Cameron Norrie. When I think of Cameron Norrie, is Cameron Norrie seriously dangerous with his form? See, I don't know if I'd say seriously dangerous, but I would say he's quite good. He's underrated. He's underrated because people don't like the way his game looks. That's just facts. Mickelson got to 2 finals in a row at 19. He's really impressive and a serious player. I fully agree with you on that. People underrate Mickelson. He's going to be a top 20 player, probably top 15 pretty soon. I agree with you. People discount Mickelson, but he's going to be at least top 20. And not that far away from now. Backhand of Novak, 360. The forehand of Albot, drop shot. That's in the net. Love 15. Sean, great pun. It was very good. What a pun. Pun of the stream, I would say. I don't think Albot would laugh at it, though. I'm not going to lie. This is Albot over. Backhand volley, Novak. Albot's there. Alcaraz would have had an easy forehand winner passing shot there. That would have made the crowd go wild, but Albot hits it in the net. Still a good attempt. Not everyone can be Alcaraz, to be fair. Alcaraz plays a guy I've never heard of tomorrow named 2. There's a guy in the men's game named Boo. There's a guy in the men's game named 2. There's a guy in the men's game named Woo. Like, who are all of these players? Lee 2 is the name of this guy. He's Australian, apparently. And then there's obviously Yibing Wu. There's another guy qualified in who's named Boo. B-U. Apparently he's got just like Boo Yun Chayokati is his name, which I must have completely butchered, but anyway, I don't know. Not ruthlessly, but horrible. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not the first time this year. He lost to Jan Lennart Struff in like 44 minutes in Munich, which he was defending. Like 6-0, 6-2. Got ruthlessly destroyed by Morozov 6-1, 6-1 in whatever, Indian Wells. It's a set point here for the GOAT, for Djokovic. His first serve in the net, second serve. Djokovic wearing a very similar fit to the fit he had on last year, which might be a good, what's the word, omen? No way. Djokovic is a second serve ace down the tee. That's got to be a good feeling. Novak leads 2-love. That catches just the outside of the line. A spanking and a half, absolutely, yeah. Okay, would this not be fitting? Would it not be fitting if Novak carries on the momentum from the Olympics, wins his 25th major? That's really the last kind of thing that people are like really hoping that Novak pulls off record-wise by passing Margaret Court, which he doesn't really need to do at all. But passing Margaret Court for good, getting a 25th major, and he does it by defending the U.S. Open, something that Djokovic and Rafa have never done. Federer did it 5 times in a row, but nobody's done it since 2008. Not a single player has defended the U.S. Open since 2008. Off the top of my head, this is how it went. These are the winners of the U.S. Open since 2003, 4. Federer. Del Potro beat Federer. Rafa, Novak, Murray, Rafa. So every winner's been like different year after year. And then you go to Cilic. And then after Cilic, for 6 straight years, we didn't have a single new Grand Slam champion. Every player who won a slam in those next 6 years had already won a Grand Slam. So you had Cilic, then you had Novak, and then you had Murray, and then you had Rafa, and then you had Novak, and then you had Rafa, and then you had Thiem, then you had Medvedev, then you had Alcaraz, and then you had Djokovic. Every year it's been different. It's been basically miraculous. So how fitting would it be if Djokovic defends the U.S. Open and it's the last Grand Slam that one of the big 3 win? So basically nobody's defended the U.S. Open since 2008 when Federer defended it 5 times in a row. And then the last Grand Slam that a big 3 win is Novak winning this for his 25th major. And finally somebody defends the U.S. Open. I think that'd be kind of fitting. Casper will play Gil. That could be fun. I hope it's fun. Gil did not really look like he was at his best, despite the scoreline, in my opinion. But hopefully he's fully fit and all good to go for that one. He didn't look bad. I'm kind of over dramatizing, but Margaret Court getting 7 walkovers to get another Grand Slam. Yeah. Trying to keep up with Novak, yeah. Ken Rosewall has 23 slams, if you include professional majors, by the way. Rod Laver has 19, if you include it that way. Count it that way. But yeah, Novak's got 24. He's got the most. He's at number 1. He's at least tied with Margaret Court. But anyway. I mean, the practice of combining men's and women's records is a little bit, it's unnecessary. I mean, they're too, you can just say like Graf, Serena, Evert, Navratilova, like all those, but like they're the best, Celis, they're the best like the women's game has had. Novak, Roger, Rafa, Sampras, Laver, Borg, whoever else you want to say. Like those are the best like the men's game's ever had. Like the practice of combining the two is a little bit silly at times, in my opinion. It's not fully necessary. You can respect how like unbelievably impressive like the women's athletes are for like the women's game, and how unbelievably impressive the men's athletes are for the men's game. Serve here from Albot, forehand of Djokovic, forehand of Albot, forehand of Djokovic, going forehand to forehand. That goes out from Albot, so 30-15. By the way, Berrettini versus Fritz is a second round match. That's a good one. I didn't realize that could be a second round. That's really good. Have those two played? I don't remember that. Don't remember them playing. Backhand of Novak, forehand volley. Novak is there with the lob. Smash, put away from Albot. I mean, Albot's got some solid shots. Albot's looking for his 5th game of the match. Let's see if he can get there. Berrettini Fritz. So they have played Berrettini and Fritz. I do remember one of them. United Cup, I remember. They also played in Indian Wells in 2021. They also played in Davis Cup. Somehow Fritz won all 3 meetings. That's amazing. Novak not even letting Albot have a game. He's climbing back in this game. It's 40-30 now. Margaret Court is the one who became a fire and brimstone minister, right? Yeah. That's Court. Yep. First game of the third set for Albot goes up 1-0. So what matches are going to be on tomorrow? Gera and Struff are in the 5th set, by the way. Gera up a break. That's the guy who obviously went up 2-0 on Novak last year. Match is going on tomorrow. Tsitsipas Kakanakis, which will obviously go 5 sets, as we all know. Menzik versus FAA. That's going to be good. 2 young guys going at it. Sinner McDonald. Always fun to watch Yannick play. First match since the news came out. Not that, I don't know, whatever. Arnaldi versus Svida. Matai Bellucci versus Wawrinka. That's going to be good. If you want to see 2 talented guys going at it, Alcaraz, just always fun to watch him at the U.S. Open and in general. Christopher O'Connell versus Jari is a sneaky good one. Both those guys are fun to watch. And Sonego versus Tommy Paul. That's a tough match for Tommy Paul. Sonego just won a tournament. Low-key, what is Sonego's ranking now? Like, he might, if they included rankings now, he might be in seeded position. I don't know what his ranking is. Maybe not quite. I don't know. No, he wouldn't be seeded position. He's number 48 in the world now after this week. $15 here for Novak on his serve. Out on the first serve for Novak. It's a double fault. Definitely, she's a very problematic person. Controversial opinions. Yeah, I know, very unfortunate. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't like to get political as they call it, but for me, it's not even really. I don't know. She did make a stance against same-sex marriage, which I just will never understand, and I don't support that. I don't support being against same-sex marriage. It makes no sense. Like, I will always stand by the fact that who people love is way less important to be negative on than so much hate in the world. Makes no sense. So I do agree that that's unfortunate. That goes out from Albot, 40-30 for Djokovic. That's an opinion that I don't mind speaking for. even if it's, say, political or whatever. Do you have a Discord server? I don't. I don't personally have one. I don't think QualityShot Tennis has one either, honestly. We're on like everything else, so if you check out everything else, then we should be there. But no, we've got an X, we've got an Instagram, we've got a TikTok. But I don't think we have a Discord. I'm not positive though. I should know that. Yeah, I don't think we do. I was going to ask you about Jacob Fernley. I'm not overhyping him because he's British. The fact that he's the second professional match he played, he nearly took Djokovic to a 5th set. I joined the Discord server. Okay, well, if we have one, that's great. I have not joined it, and I am literally part of this channel. Yeah, Fernley is amazing. The way he pushed Novak in that match, very impressive. People shouting out during the rally. It's 15 love for Albot at 1-1. At Wimbledon, yes. Yeah, it was really impressive. Of all the British players, I still think Draper is going to win majors, potentially. I could see him winning a Wimbledon down the road. I remember him I remember him taking the first set off Djokovic at Wimbledon many years ago. By many years, I mean 2018. Oh, Novak's there. What a return. Forehand. Oh, it's unbelievable from Novak. Got an overhead, and then he got a passing shot. Great stuff from the Serb. First real cheer of the night for the crowd. It's kind of depressing. Novak with a great anticipation, and then almost a banana shot. You got to respect the greatness of Novak. This guy is elastic. Also, Riley Opelka, the GOAT. Okay, I can respect an irony calling many players the GOAT, but I just can't stomach that one. I'm not going to lie. I can't stomach that with Opelka. You can call any other player the GOAT. I can't. Forehand. Backhand. What a point. Forehand of Albot. It's in the net. Cat and mouse, and Novak wins it. It's cat and mouse, and listen. Novak's got this guy on a string. I thought Albot shot was going out, but I guess it was going in. It was going to be close. I think I was going to get the line. Albot, Albot really Albot was there. He's a 7-foot goat, man. Yeah. He's 7 foot. He can barely bend down. He serves the craziest high bounce down the two serves. Yeah, that's true. No, Riley Opelka's pretty goated. He's the guy is just roasts people on Twitter all day. And then he goes and hits the hardest serve that anyone's ever hit, which is pretty cool. What's the fastest serve Riley Opelka's ever hit? That's the questions that we all want to know, I think. And by everybody, I mean me, which is why I'm looking it up. It's 30 all here. Wow, and Petchy Pericard has the 9th fastest serve of all time. That happened at the French Open. That's pretty amazing. What about Opelka? I'm not going to talk that much more about fast serves, but I do want to find what Opelka's fastest is. I can't even find him on this list. Forehand of Albot, cross court, the forehand of Novak. Forehand of Albot down the line. Backhand of Novak trying to break here. Smash from Albot. Novak's there with another lob. Smash Albot put away. Yeah. Novak was never going to win that point. Opelka's fastest serve ever is 147.3 miles per hour. Albot finally seeming like he's starting to enjoy this. That's the only way you can play a match against Novak. I mean, I remember Novak crushing people at the US Open as long as I've been watching tennis, pretty much. Not quite as long as I've been watching, but pretty much. Like 2011 versus Berlocq. Carlos Berlocq, the grunt man. He was up 6-0, 6-0, 2-0 in that match. Won like 6-0, 6-0, 6-2 against Carlos Berlocq. He's been crushing people at the US Open for as long as I can remember. Novak's insane. Actually insane. Forehand cross court, forehand Novak down the middle. Very awkward shot from Albot. Goes behind Albot now, Novak. These rallies have gotten way better. Rallies are suddenly very, very high level between the two of them, which is good to see that they're at least giving the crowd somewhat of a show here. Because it's been a snooze fest. It's been a snoozer. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a bit of a snoozer. But these rallies have gotten better now. Still, Albot clearly not enough for Novak, who is insane. I mean, the greatness of Novak, man. It's unbelievable that this guy's real. He's elastic. He doesn't lose. He finds ways to win. He's got 9 lives. He's got 9 different gears. He's got like 15 different ways of playing. It's amazing. Albot gets broken easily. Yeah, Berrettini is the dark horse. The US Open, so unbelievably dangerous when in form. Yeah, but isn't he better a little bit on natural surfaces, though? I feel like maybe on hard courts, he's not going to be as dangerous. But, I mean, he's done well. I think he got to the semis of the Australian Open a couple years back. He got to maybe the quarters around a 16 the US Open. Yeah, he did. He had that great match against Monfils here a few years ago. So, he can definitely play on hard courts. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. He is good at slams. So, I'd agree with you. It's advantage to Djokovic. So it'd be a great game for Djokovic to win. Get some good confidence, momentum going. It's already past 11 p.m. here. I am so tired. I'm not even going to lie. But when was the last time Berrettini did anything? What a crazy question. That's so crazy. Yeah, Berrettini won a tournament, didn't he? Like a few months ago or something? I don't know. Cut Berrettini some slack, Jerry. He's not completely in the gutters here. He had a pretty decent summer. I don't know. Didn't he do something on grass? Yeah, he won in Kitzbühel. I think he got the final of some grass tournament. So he's been doing like okay. Got to the final of Stuttgart. He won Kitzbühel. But that's a funny question. Won 2 tournaments this year. Yeah, he's been doing pretty well. Not bad. I think he won 1 tournament, but if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. Smash. Very good. Claps from Novak. Ethne, oh, you poor thing, 11 p.m. It's past 5 a.m. here. Fair enough. Yeah, I should not be the one complaining. Savage. Yes, Jerry, you're savage. Jerry, you're savage. Hey, how's it going, Manor? He won Marrakesh, so 2 titles. Okay, fair enough. There you go. Yeah, so he's been doing well then, Matteo. What's his ranking? How's he number 42 in the world then? With 2 titles. Just didn't win any other matches. That's a great forehand from Albot. The crowd likes it too. I like it. Albot playing better. You like to see it. Novak's lost from 2 sets to love up once in his career, and is not going to happen another time tonight. But it's fun to watch Albot trying. 6:19 just woke up. Nice. Nice. You're almost at the same time as Jera, and Jera just hasn't slept yet. Most watched tennis players, Liam Brody. Well, are you ghost writing as Andy Murray? Like Murray, is that you? Andy, is that you? I feel like it's Andy Murray writing under your name. Because that's something he would say. And he doesn't need to do stuff. He's just so hot. Nah, Berrettini's a good-looking dude. Yeah. He's a good-looking dude. I mean, to say the least. The guy's beautiful. That's what Andy said the other day, too. He's like, how hard is it to be so ugly? Yes, Andy Harley Murray. Is that his middle name? I haven't even actually heard his middle name. I'll pull the all-nighter tonight. Sounds good. Mass, where you're located, you're an hour ahead of me. Yeah, Manor's in Israel. So spoke to Liam Brody. He's a nice guy right now. He can't win a single match. Did you really speak to Brody? That's awesome. Have I interviewed a British player? So I've done interviews for QualityShot Tennis now. I'm trying to think. Have I interviewed a British player? I don't think I have. Unless Tiafoe is secretly British, which I don't think he is. I doubt it. You're just faking this whole time. That would be hilarious. That's what I would do if I was a tennis player. I would just fake an accent. I would put on a whole fake personality, and then one day I would win the U.S. Open, and I would just show my real personality. That would be insane. Just put on a fake accent, and then show it later on. That would be nuts to do that. You're like, so like the whole time you're speaking in an American accent, then you win the U.S. Open, you're like, and then you just start speaking in a British accent. You're like starting thanking your team in a British accent. Now U.S. Open saying Fritz is handsome. The best looking dudes on tour are probably like Casper and Berrettini, I would say. As a guy who considers him like I like as a straight dude, I would say Casper and Berrettini. It's serve here from Djokovic. Forehand, the backhand of Albot. That goes wide. So 30-15. Grigor, it has to be Grigor. It's fine. Yeah, maybe. I want Grigor to start. I want Grigor to start winning again. Him winning in Miami was so exciting to me. I need Grigor to start winning again. Berrettini is the hottest. Fair enough. I think a lot of people would agree with you. Just for legal reasons, I can confirm I'm not ghostwriter for Andy Murray. I like the confirmation after the fact. You're like, this is Andy Murray. Actually, no, I can't lie. I can't break the law. This is defamation. By the way, I did say before the match started, Albot, I keep mentioning this, but I did say before the match, Albot would not win more than 5 games. He has officially proven me wrong. He's won 6. Good for Albot. Proving me wrong. 40-30. Where did Andy Murray write this comment about Berrettini? No, it's Andy Roddick. Roddick said the thing. Roddick said in a on-court like interview or something at the U.S. Open, he said he was speaking face-to-face with Berrettini and like in front of a crowd of people. I think they were doing like the Serve podcast that he does like in person. He was speaking to Berrettini like an interview, and he said to Berrettini, so you cannot speak about this if it's too personal for you, but I just want to say, how hard has it been for you in your life to be so ugly? And then everybody laughed and had a great time because he's very funny. Casper is hot from the inside. That's not great for your body temperature. He's hot from the inside. That doesn't sound healthy. I'm kind of worried. Advantage to Novak. I would do Casper. Okay, tell us how you really feel. I'll let him know. Casper is average, just a typical Norwegian. A guy's perspective, it doesn't seem that way, but fair enough. That goes out from Novak, so back to deuce. Classic Roderick. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roddick rules. Yeah, Roddick is funny. Listen, I don't know if you saw it, but probably not. But Harley, I got a chance to interview Andy Roddick in an on-court interview for the Atlanta Open. If you type If you type quality shot tennis Andy Roddick, it'll probably show up, I'm assuming, just judging from how YouTube and stuff works and the internet. But if you look on the Quality Shot Tennis channel, you'll also find it if you scroll down. I got a chance to interview Andy Roddick and the greatest doubles team of all time, the Bryans, which I can forever say and put on my resume. I maybe asked the Bryan brothers the last interview question of their whole career. I maybe asked the last interview question of the greatest doubles team to ever play. So if I did, that's pretty amazing in their playing career. We don't want to get you sued, yeah. Albot is 10-0 in qualifiers final round, probably 0-10 on first round. Is he really 10-0? That's crazy if that's true. Frickin', that's insane if that's true. I don't know if you're joking or not, but that's actually ridiculously impressive. If that's facts. If that's facts. Forehand of Albot, forehand of Novak, forehand of Djokovic, forehand of Albot. That goes long. So Djokovic holds 2-2. Long game. Couple long games here. Radu Albot's box really trying to pump up Albot, which is kind of, I just have to kind of give him props because you're facing the GOAT. It's kind of hard to try to get your player to even believe, but for you to believe that your player can do it. But that's good faith in their player. And Radu Albot. Good for them, you know? According to Roddick, yeah, fair enough. By the way, Anthony, I'm officially single. Okay, got you. Play it back to you. Okay. Backhand, cross court, the backhand slice of Albot, backhand of Djokovic. Backhand of Albot, backhand Novak. Forehand of Albot, the forehand of Novak. Forehand of Albot down the line. Long rally. Backhand slice must be 20 plus shots. I don't know how many shots that was, but it was a long rally. 15 love. Listen, the set could be like a tiebreaker or something if Albot keeps playing like this. He's doing well. He's doing well. We got to get a Q&A or something going. I need you guys to ask me different questions and stuff because I'm going to fall asleep. Let's have a Q&A going. Ask me whatever you want. And I'll try to answer stuff. $15 all. Albot double faults. His box immediately just yelling next point, next point, next point. Serve from Albot. The backhand of Djokovic, backhand Albot, cross court, the backhand Novak. Forehand Albot. That's a great shot. Very good. Solid forehand strike. Sabalenka 6-3. What is that? She's not playing right now, is she? Oh, she is playing. I kind of forgot she was on the schedule. Kind of weird she's not on this court. That's in the net from Albot. 30 all. She's playing P. Han. I haven't even heard of her, to be honest. Maybe I should have. I don't know who that is. Serve from Albot to the forehand of Djokovic. That's forehand out from Albot. 30-40. Another break point coming. Sent you the fact. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. I'll check it out. He is 10-0. That's amazing. Do you think Rafa will play on clay next year? I appreciate the question. Do I think he'll play on clay next year? No. I don't think so. I think Rafa feels like he's done it. My guess is no. I feel like he'll be happy with what he did, and I don't think he has the confidence now that he'll be able to win tournaments like that. And I think that maybe He might cap it at Paris Indoor Masters this year. Because that's in front of the Paris crowd where he's had so many good memories. That might be the end for him at the end of this year. I don't know if he plays into next year. He's got a family to look after now. We'll see what happens. I would not be surprised if that's the end for him. It kind of makes sense. Forehand cross court, forehand of Albot, forehand Novak down the line, backhand slice of Albot to backhand slice of Novak. Backhand slice of Albot, that goes wide. Another break point for Djokovic. He'll either retire on Davis Cup this year or RG 2025. Yeah, Davis Cup is a good shout. He could do Davis Cup. Could definitely do Davis Cup. It's a one-sided affair, this one. First serve goes long. It would have been a great return from Novak, who pounced on it. Back into Djokovic, the forehand of Albot, forehand of Novak. Cross court. Down the line now from Novak. Is in the net. Back to deuce. Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. It could be about anything. Tennis or even non-tennis related stuff. I think Rafa may go for one last dance at RG2. Okay, fair enough. I think that he's going to cap it this year, but we'll see. It's certainly possible. I mean, he played, I thought, at like a top 5, top 10 level against Zverev this year at Roland Garros, and he had to play Novak, and he played really well in the second set, to be fair, so a crazy comeback. So it's not like he can't play. So maybe. I wouldn't be surprised, I'll say that. But I think he's going to cap it this year. He's had a lot of good memories in Australia as well. So, I mean, Australian Open could be his last. It's hard to say, really. Might not be fully up to him, too. It might be up to his body and stuff. Backhand slice down the middle. Forehand of Novak. The backhand of Albot. Forehand of Novak. Forehand of Albot defensive. Forehand of Novak inside out. Backhand Albot. Forehand of Novak cross court. Forehand of Albot cross court. Backhand Albot. Backhand slice of Novak. Forehand of Albot. Backhand of Novak. Forehand of Albot down the line. Forehand of Novak gets it. The lob. Forehand swing volley. Oh, Novak's there though with the slice lob. Smash. Very awkward chip. What a weird point. That hits the tape, goes there. It's the most awkward point I've ever seen in my life. Lob. That goes out. That was the most awkward point I've ever seen in my life. It's like 3 net cords, and Albot wins the point. He's up 3-2. Albot asking for the crowd. I love to see it. 3-2. Hey, why not? Hey, why not? I'd imagine you'd rather go for clay than hardcourt. Yeah, but I mean, listen, you would have said the same thing about Andy, no? Like that Andy wouldn't end his career on a clay court. So you just never know. I don't know if the guys necessarily think like that. Like what we think is their most fitting ending, I don't think they're necessarily going to always think the same way. But I do agree that Rafa is always going to prioritize clay. I agree with that, but you never know. It just turns out, just depends how everything turns out. If you could have a talent non-sport related, what would it be? Ooh. If I could have a talent non-sport related. My big dream is filmmaking. I want anything related to filmmaking. But I feel like I already have a talent there, to be honest. So, and in writing. So, a talent that I don't have. A talent that I don't have. Honestly, being more social skills, like social talent, like being able to like just start a conversation with a stranger, you know, that kind of thing. You know, talk to a girl that I've never met, like that kind of a thing. Like that's like a talent that I would want. Or something that could make me like $10 million would be cool. because I don't think that would make me a lot of money. I think it'd be cool to be super strong, like weightlifting or something. You know, it'd be really sick. High jump, or no, you said non-sport related. Non-sport related. I'm all over the place. Non-sport related talent. Yeah, I'd say something to do with filmmaking. Anything to do with that, because that's my big dream. Would you still love me if I was a worm? I hate this meme. I hate this meme. How many holes does a straw have? 2? The hell? Oh, questions for Anthony? Yeah. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why? Also, it's cross, not crossed. I'm just joking. 3-2 for Albot. Forehand of Albot to the forehand Novak. Forehand goes out. Backhand of Albot. That goes wide. Djokovic still winning backhand to backhand rallies. You think there's gender skills or everything's required skill? I might be too tired. Or I just don't understand what you mean, Maynor. If you could expand on that, then I'd be able to answer clear, because I don't fully understand the basis of what you're asking, to be honest. 40 love. Hour and 50 minutes into this one. Longest games of the match have happened this third set. Tomorrow, by the way, I will be streaming Naomi Osaka versus Yelena Ostapenko. So join in for that, because who knows what's going to happen. And that's all I got to say. Like a lot of people thinking only women need to know how to cook. Wait, you think there's a lot of gender skills or everything's required skill? Like a lot of people thinking only women know how to cook. Oh yeah, no. I think that men should know how to, should learn all those skills too. I mean, yeah, I think that that's stupid. Anything that, like, there's so many skills that people describe as feminine that would be great for men to know. And the other way around. Like, I think that that's wrong. That's definitely wrong. What do you think about transgender athletes in tennis, specifically Rafa identifying as a woman playing the WTA? Yeah, I mean, in general, I do stand on the fact that, for me personally, I think that it's unfair for people who were born as biological men to compete in women's sports like tennis. I don't think it's a fair thing, and that comes with no hate to that group of people whatsoever. Only love to transgender people, of course, but just on that specific issue, that is where I stand. But I mean, I always learning more about different stuff, but that's where I stand. For me, cooking is required skill, not a gender-based skill. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like it'd be great to be able to cook and make yourself more. I mean, that's not really even a opinion thing; it's just a fact. Like, I want to be able to make myself food. Love 30 here, Djokovic. Albot with the serve into the net. Backhand, forehand of Albot, backhand of Novak, forehand of Albot, forehand. Backhand Djokovic, forehand of Albot, forehand of Novak, forehand of Albot down the line, backhand Djokovic, backhand slice of Albot, forehand of Novak, forehand of Albot cross court, forehand of Albot, drop shot, redrop, that's in the net. Love 40, 3 break points for the Serb. It's kind of strange as world's most famous chefs are men. Now that you mention, that's true, isn't it? Like Guy Fieri, what's his name? Gordon Ramsay. That's true. That's so weird, actually, now that you mention it. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I definitely agree with you there. Like across the board, women still get less pay. There's no question about it. And it's not right. Backhand slice, forehand volley, Djokovic. Backhand Novak volley. It's too good for a passing shot. It's a break for Novak. Novak asking for the crowd now, and the crowd responds. Good stuff. Crowd erupted there as Novak hit that shot. Looking for something. That's the end of the game now. You called it. I've heard it's because men are more obsessive to put in the crazy hours needed. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah. It's a generalization, though. I feel like, I don't know. I'm too tired for this conversation. I'm not even going to lie. I'm too tired to articulate the thoughts I want to say. When will Holger stop being a crying toddler? Yeah, he needs to figure something out. He needs to get a better coaching direction and figure stuff out. Dude's too talented to be playing around. The guy's supposed to be the Djokovic of this new era. He's playing around. His shot selection is very poor at the moment. Needs to get better. The guy is so complete. The guy beat Novak in a Masters final at what, 19, 20? So clearly he's got something there. Something. But right now it's just, it's not there. It's not there from right now. Was he shouting like crazy today? Yeah, I don't know. Was he, Maynor? Because I wasn't really watching. But I know he got pummeled. Got given a spanking, as Zara said. Score-wise, very one-sided. Two games away is Novak from this match. Victory. First serve goes wide. Remember that Teichmann was number 21? Yeah, I totally forgot. What happened to her? Is Tsitsipas uncoachable? Yes. 100%. I think Runa's coachable, but he needs time. Tsitsipas is uncoachable, in my opinion. Zverev also. Medvedev is probably uncoachable except for Gilles Savara. As long as Gilles stays in his box, he's good. And I think Runa is also coachable. I'm not going to lie. I think Runa is coachable, but he just needs to mature. Actually, I'm not even going to lie. I wouldn't mind seeing Andy Murray coach Runa. Now that I mentioned that thought, I can't get it out of my head. Like, that would not be bad at all. It kind of makes sense. We'll see. Okay. Regardless of if it's Murray in this like fantasy that I've created, but I would like it to be some really good coach. I still think Rune has one of the best backhands out there. Oh, 100%. 100%. I agree with you, Sean. Yeah, his backhand is amazing, and he's got great speed moving up and down the court. Great speed moving up and down the court. Who in tennis is your Roman Empire? Okay, so I consider myself pretty hip to these, like, I consider myself pretty hip. I consider myself, like, I'm trying to figure out exactly what Roman Empire means. Like, what does that mean? Just who is like my make or break thing, like who I go crazy about for good, for better or worse, I guess. Or is it only a bad thing? I mean, I would say Shapovalov just because he can't freaking put it together, even though he was starting to be my favorite player. Dominic Thiem is up there because I wanted him to succeed, and then he just couldn't figure it out. Tsitsipas is my most disliked player. Yeah, I feel that. I don't care what anyone says. He's extremely rude and he's boring to watch. He did have that moment at the U.S. Open a few years ago where he's like yelling at the French umpire because you're French, probably. You're all weirdos. It's like the kind of thing when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, you know. But I don't know. People have their different opinions. Fonini is the goat of highlights, but he's the biggest wind-up merchant. I like Fonini. He's one of my favorites. I'm not going to lie, but that's fair enough. I hate Mahac as well. He's annoying to watch and play. Okay, fair enough. Who is the best number 2 on 2022 WTA Tour? Kontaveit, Badoza, Krejcikova, and Jabeur. I think On's Jabeur. Krejcikova, well, I guess you'd have to say Krejcikova at this point, actually. Krejcikova. I mean, now she's won Wimbledon, too. So, yeah, probably Krejcikova. But Ons Jabeur is a close second. I do like Kontaveit. I do miss watching Kontaveit, absolutely. I remember when Tsitsipas fired a squash shot at Alcaraz and the net crowd booed. Alcaraz was shaking his head like, why are you booing my son? That's something up. Exactly, Sean. Thank you for saying that. That's a great moment to summarize Tsitsipas because there's absolutely zero reason for him to do that. And then he was super friendly with Alcaraz. He's done that twice against Alcaraz. I remember watching him. Very weird guy. And not sending hate necessarily, but just, I don't know. He can be weird. Entertaining game style, in my opinion, but entertaining personality, but entertainment's not everything. You think if Ruud would have won U.S. Open 2022, Ruud would have got the Alcaraz correct career and Alcaraz would not go the way Ruud had and basically not recover? No. No, if Ruud had won the U.S. Open, then Ruud would have been number 1 for 2 weeks, and then everything else would have been exactly the same, and Alcaraz would still have like 3 or 4 slams. But that is a funny thought. My favorite one of those is if Tsonga beat Djokovic in the 2008 Australian Open final, would Tsonga have become the GOAT? If Tsonga beat Djokovic in the 2008 Australian Open final, Djokovic would end with 0 slams and Tsonga would have become the GOAT. It's true. Listen, we can have our different tennis opinions, but it's the truth. What matches are you watching tomorrow? At least Osaka versus Ostapenko. That one for sure. I did 2 men's matches today. Tomorrow I'm doing that one. Yeah, this has been fun. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, please. Can we get the likes up? I'm trying to get to 300 likes by the end of the stream. Can we get to 300 likes? Listen, I know it's possible. It's within the realm of possibility. Can we get to 300 likes? I'm just joking. I don't really care. Backhand Novak, the backhand of Albot, forehand, that's in the net. 5-4. 5-4, 5-4. By the way, shout out to Jerry Shang. I got a chance to speak to him like 4 times in Atlanta. Couldn't be a nicer kid. The guy is so crazy talented. I've said this multiple times. In about 5 years, he's going to have one of the absolute best forehands on tour. He might already have one of the best forehands on tour. He has a great chance to reach a 3rd round. I'm excited for potentially Shang versus Casper Ruud in the 3rd round. That could be really good if we get it. What is 2 plus 2? 4. Will Rublev ever get past the quarters of a slam? If so, which? Roland Garros next year. What will happen first? Rublev passing quarterfinals or Pegula? Pegula, there's something crazy about Pegula never getting to the semifinals. I hope she gets through that hurdle. But the fact that she never has makes me suspicious. Like, I almost wonder if she never will. Rublev, he's played Djokovic like 10 times in the quarterfinals. He's 0-10, but he's like, all of them have been against Novak or like Sinner. So I kind of think Pegula never will. I think, even though it's super weird. And I think Pegula never will. She's also older than Rublev, and I think Rublev will make it the French Open next year. Because he is super good on clay. No? Okay. He lost to Cilic and Tiafoe too. Yeah, that's fair. But Cilic was a bad one. He shouldn't have lost to Cilic. Tiafoe's whatever. He doesn't like playing Tiafoe. He lost to Tiafoe the year before that too. Cilic is a bad one. He should have beat Cilic. 4 a.m. Novak is very good. Right on the line. 15 love. Novak's 3 points away. Appreciate you guys supporting the tennis, loving the tennis, and joining in for the stream, by the way. I will be back for more. Always fun to watch the streams and chat with you guys. And Medvedev. Did he lose to Medvedev? I mean, Medvedev is elite. Medvedev is elite. I'm not taking Medvedev hate, man. Like, Medvedev's elite. Medvedev's one of those guys. You have to put him up there. He would have had more than one major in like any other era already. Easily. He really would have. I mean, he lost to like Roger and Rafa, or not Roger, Rafa and Novak in 5 major finals. Or what, 4 major finals? 4 major finals. It's a terrible backhand from Novak. I've never seen that in my life. Novak just glitched. He smiles about it because he just glitched. That's not a good sign for Novak, I'm not going to lie. That's a weird miss at 30 love. That was a really weird backhand. It felt like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Novak does not miss backhands from that close to the net. 6 minutes till midnight here, by the way. Which means that's 6 minutes from midnight in New York as well, because I'm on New York time, which is Eastern. That goes out from Albot. It is double match point for Novak Djokovic to get his 1,118th win of his career and his first win after completing tennis. He's completed tennis and he's still not done. Racking up wins. Novak, I just feel like Novak's enjoying himself at this point. You gotta love it. Just got to the Wimbledon final. He's looking for another deep run here. First serve's in the net, second serve. He has only won 1 title this year, and that was the Olympics. We'll see how he can do at the Open. He didn't play Canada or Cincy. Forehand of Albot. For a really weird shot again from Novak. I don't know what he's doing. Kind of tried for a half volley shot. Kind of a weird game from Novak here at the end. 40-30. He's kind of giving himself trouble at the end here. It's not a 5-2 set here. It's 5-4. Scoreboard hasn't changed from 40-15, but it should say 40-30. Guy on the scoreboard is late. 2 hours and 7 minutes, which is not, he's played shorter 3 straight set matches. Back in return, that's back in his side. Novak with the win. He gets the win 6-2, 6-2, 6-4 over Radu Albot in 3 sets. Appreciate everybody joining in. Please don't forget to like again if you enjoyed it. Would be greatly appreciated, honestly. And please don't forget to subscribe to Quality Shot Tennis. Nice handshake between the two. Novak Djokovic still doing Novak Djokovic things. He hasn't lost in the first round of a major since like 1998. He's won like, I don't know how many first rounds of majors in a row. I'm kidding about 98, but He hasn't lost in the first round of a major. When's the last time Djokovic lost the first round of a major? Serious question. Because it's been a long time ago. Like 2006 or something. Novak is looking for his 100th title of his career, by the way. So that's something else that's going on. When's the last time Novak lost in the first round of a major? Novak lost first round of 2006 Australian Open. That was the last time. That was the last time. I could do some quick math actually here. So that's 5 appearances. 50 plus 24, 74. So 75. 75 minus 5. So if I have the math right, that was his 70th straight first round victory at a Grand Slam. That's actually nuts. That's actually nuts. How many questions is too many questions? 6. Who's a grass court specialist? Tim Van Rijthoven, the GOAT. Also Max Purcell and Feliciano Lopez. Those are some guys who are grass court specialists. Musetti is aesthetically the nicest one-hand backhand passing shots to watch. That guy is so fast too. How short is too short? For what? I don't know. There's no such thing as too short. Will you turn into pumpkin in 6 minutes? No. I don't think it happened. No, it did not. Thanks, Zara. Get some well-deserved sleep. I appreciate it. Thank you. I think there'll be streams tomorrow. Yes, I will be streaming Osaka versus Ostapenko tomorrow. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Amon, as well. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody joining in. Even all the people who are lurking but not typing in the chat. That's cool, too. I see you guys. Not really, because that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, see you, Manor. Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Max, as well. Jera. Shout out, Jera, for always joining into the streams. I appreciate you. MJ as well joined in earlier. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Osaka versus Ostapenko. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for more stuff. It was Djokovic in 3 sets.
Bye.